never let me miss a day of school. So I'd have to near death in order to stay home sick. Well, one day I was sent to the school nurse because I was very sick with a 102-degree fever. My dad came and took me home, then made his special kimchi jjigae. Kimchi jjigae is a kimchi stew. It was so spicy that simply smelling the stew would make your eyes, nose, and mouth burn. I eventually learned that with my body energy type, they wanted me to sweat out my excess heat. And with their ideas on food energies, they wanted to reduce my fever, which was a symptom of my internal imbalance. And in order to attain a harmonious balance once again, they needed me to intensify my inner heat. By the following morning, my cold symptoms were almost non-existent and my fever was completely gone. According to this philosophy, I am a cool body energy type, which means in order to maintain my body energy type, I should eat more warm to hot foods. But that doesn't mean that I have to give a cold or cool food energies. I could still have them. I just simply complement them with even more hot and warm food energies. It's with this that I was inspired by my dad to create my tasty Bok Choy Kimchi. Now let's put all this philosophy into my bok choy. The first thing is bok choy. I have about 2 pounds here. Bok choy by nature is considered cool. And then we have here some hot pepper. I have Korean gochugaru, just Korean red pepper powder. And then I have the Korean red pepper flakes. About a 1/3 cup here and about an 1/8 cup here. And then to add to the fabulous dish is brown sugar. Brown sugar by nature is considered warm, and I've gone ahead and dissolved the brown sugar. Don't do what I did, but the first time I made this, I forgot to dissolve my brown sugar and I ended up with extra crunchy bok choy. And for those of you who are not my body energy type, you can simply replace the heat or the warm brown sugar with cool sweeteners instead. Then here we have warm garlic. I love garlic, it smells so good. The temperature can range from, or body energy type can range from warm to hot, and it depends on its spiciness. So while you're cutting it, my little key recommendation is if it starts to make your eyes water a lot, then it's spicy. If it doesn't, then it's more mild. In this case, I didn't cry that much, so I'd call this warm and mild. Next, we have fish sauce. I have about a 1/3 cup of fish sauce here. Fish by nature is considered cold or cool. In this case, I have no idea what type of fish they've used here. And it depends on where the fish lives. So if the fish lives in deeper waters, the colder it is. And here, since I don't know where the fish resides, I will go ahead and leave with the more common body energy type, which is cool. With that, let's go ahead and make the dish. So we have bok choy. I've gone ahead and I've quartered 2 pounds. I simply quarter and I rinse after. The reason being is when you quarter it, there's sometimes debris in the middle and you want to get rid of that. So I've gone ahead and I've cut 2 pounds already in my fabulous kimchi bowl. My mom would laugh when she would see this bowl because this is not the typical Korean kimchi making bowl. Until I went to Costco and I found this bowl. Now this is what they would consider a typical kimchi bowl. But since I'm only making 2 pounds, I'm going to stick to my small version. Sorry, Mom! Now, I will go ahead, put this to the side, and take my ingredients. The easiest way I think to make this is to put the fish sauce in a container like such and simply dump everything in it, because then all you have to do is shake it. So in this case, we'll go ahead, put in all our garlic, and then we've got the red pepper, put that in here, and then we've got our chili powder, and the brown sugar. So we'll go ahead, and in this case, I'm going to use a little knife to kind of make a hole so all the liquid can get in there. Once that's done, give it a good little stir. I noticed I'm mixing with a knife. You could probably use something a little safer, like a spoon. And then we'll go ahead and mix that. Let me go get the cover, which I found it. It's right here. And then give it a good shake. I would recommend shaking it over the vegetables so that it doesn't splatter everywhere. Give it a good mix. And one of the things I do before I pour it onto the bok choy, I use a clean finger, do a little dunk, and give it a little taste. You want to make sure that it's not too salty. In this case, I might have added a little too much fish sauce, so I'll go ahead, put a little bit of water, and then give it another good shake again. Over the bok choy. Make sure your hands are firmly on the lid. Then we'll go ahead and try it one more time with the other finger. That's just right. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and pour over the fabulous bok choy. Oops, looks like I forgot some powder there. Then, my favorite part is mixing it all together. So we'll go ahead and mix. Be careful not to touch your eyes when you're mixing this because it will make your eyes burn. Give it a good mix. I like to make sure you grab from the bottom because obviously the sauce is at the bottom. So you give it a good stir. Good mix. Whoop, almost lost a leaf there. And once I've mixed it, I have a kimchi bowl I put, not bowl, but kimchi bottle I put it in, which is a typical, let's say, couple liter jar that we normally see kimchi in at the supermarkets. Or you can use your own, or you can go ancient style and you get one of those ceramic heavy duty kimchi jars that they use in Asia. As you'll notice, I'm getting more and more of the sauce on the bok choy, which is good. And then after, give it one more good toss in here. Give that good flavor in every single one. See that? Good flavor right there. Don't want to get rid of that. Want to keep that in. Okay, now give a good... I don't like wasting, so I make sure I grab every single flavor I can and keep it in there. Then I'm going to rinse. And here, my jar. Take my jar, put it in, and know that even if I fill this jar, I can tell you right now that it's going to decrease in size about, let's say, 40%. Because the salt from the fish sauce is going to pull out the moisture from the bok choy, hence fermenting. Now, note, I'm sure hopefully most of you would know, kimchi is not exactly a pleasantly smelling side dish. So the longer it sits in your fridge, the smellier it's going to get, but the tastier it's going to be. With this, even if it's not Napa cabbage, it's totally fine. You end up with tasty bok choy kimchi. So you can do the same approach of fermenting it. So go ahead and put the remaining, oops, don't want to lose these vegetables. Very, very tasty. So we'll go ahead and continue to stuff all this fabulous kimchi in here. Don't forget to add in all that extra sauce that's at the bottom of the bowl. You want to make sure you have all flavors. So I simply do this. It's a little messy, but very, very tasty. So we'll go ahead and put that in here. I'll wash my hands, don't touch your eyes. And then I've got a paper towel, go ahead and clean. And for those of you, as I mentioned, I am a cool body energy type, so if you are opposite of me in a warm or hot energy, I would recommend eating this type of kimchi, or any kimchi for that matter, fresh. That way the spice and the heat has not completely warmed the vegetable. For my case, as a cool body energy type, it would actually be better for me to eat it after it ferments. In this case, if I really wanted to eat it fresh, then I would simply kick up the heat a little more. Maybe add a little more powder when I'm going to eat it, or complement it with another dish that's a little more spicy. And for those of you who are yang types, then can eat this fresh. But if it is already fermented, all you simply need to do is maybe complement it with a glass of milk, or maybe a little cup of rice, or any ways to kind of reduce the heat, the natural warming state of the vegetable. Having said that, before I close it, I should probably try it. So, since I rinsed my hands off. Yeah, that's really good. You're gonna have to go home and try it yourself. Until then, see you next time.